Picture this, a club leading 1 in the EPL by a goal to 0 in the 76th minute and end up losing that game 3-1. Same club gets to play in the Champions League against a very formidable Paris Saint-Germain side, starts the game, and it was all even again until the 76th minute. This means that this particular team has been missing some culture. I'm talking about none other than Chelsea. They started the season last season very well, were playing very well, and then Maresca decided to step away from the job. They brought in Rosinha. Rosinha actually really did not help their cause in that regard, and then they brought on McFarlane, who completed the season with them. 3 managers, 1 season, no trophy. Wonderful. Now, this season, they decided to make some changes and brought in the man Xabi Alonso. Xabi Alonso was brought in to do a lot of things, not only coach, because he's no longer the head coach, he is the manager of the side. He's expected to actually instill a lot of cultural discipline and bring in a lot of structure into the Chelsea team. Structure not only on the field, but in the dressing room. Chelsea may have a very great structure when it comes to their hierarchy, but there was one part of the club missing structure, which was actually affecting everything they do, their play, and that is culture. Cultural structuralism would actually help the team to progress in many things that they want to do. Enter Xabi Alonso. Xabi Alonso has come in and has been given the right to bring in whoever he wants and let go of whoever he wants. He has brought in the man, yes, you know him. That is Morgan Rogers for a British transfer record of £117 million sterling. He's also brought in Lacroix from Crystal Palace to be that spine in defense, and he's also brought in a couple of other new faces and let's go of others. But how is the man Xabi Alonso going to play? We have been able to get certain insights and analysis drawn from his first game in charge of the team that everyone saw. You would have thought that Xabi Alonso, normally who gravitates towards playing a 3-back system, would have started in that regard. In his first Chelsea game, however, he shifted and decided to go for a 4-back system with 2 midfielders. So one of the midfielders is a CM, one is a DM, but the other also can double as a DM. So Dario Osugo is a complete DM, and then you've got Reggie Watson, who is a CMDM. Now, moving the ball quickly was one of Chelsea's problems. Chelsea were struggling to just be able to control that ball and break lines with it. But now, we were able to glean from yesterday's game, or do I dare say their game versus, that is the team, Sydney, that they were actually going to be playing something very interesting. So here is the situation where after this particular sequence, you'd have expected them to either go lateral, but they decided through the goalkeeper to go long. Now, going long presents a different situation. Xabi Alonso likes to set up his team in a situation, whether he's playing a 4-back or a 3-back, that there is the defensive aspect of the game, and then there is the offensive aspect of the game. So now in your shot, you can actively count the defensive players of Chelsea in the game. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Meaning that Watson is going to be moving into center position, and his body posture already indicates that he's moving in that direction. Now, ball goes up, and then you expect a striker to win that ball and then get it onto the advancing second player to win the second ball for them, providing a lot of room. But aside going long, they also knew that there was a way they could play short and play through the press. And this is a very similar thing you always see. You allow this player to start the play, and then ball goes to the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper goes back to this player. Player comes, that is Tosin. Tosin comes to Reggie Watson, allowing Dario Osugo to run upfield. And then Watson definitely has 2 options, either going to the man Joshua Champon or turning and then giving that ball to his other man. Now, up the field, Chelsea then changed from that 4-2-3-1 posture into a 4-3-3 to actually just compress the system and ensure that they were on top of things. So here is the defense. You still see the defense adequately in this side of things. And then moving into the midfield, you see now Watson dropping to the base of midfield to control things from that part of the pitch and allow the three forwards to actually move into position and cause more havoc. Another thing we also noticed was this particular structure where occasionally you would get the midfielders being cramped and packed in this manner, trying to just make it difficult to be played through. Then moving again into attack, there was this constant situation. Like I just mentioned, you could actually help this team playing a double 10 and cause more damage. So just picture this. A Daniel Welbeck here, a Cole Palmer here, yes, Rogers there. Or Rogers here, João Pedro here, Daniel Welbeck here, bring in a Cole Palmer here. It works. Add Esteval, it works. So Chelsea have a lot of combinations and a lot of players that they can actually use to play these combinations. So playing in that 2-3-5 situation in the offensive phase of the game, just making sure that they have more bodies in those lines to be able to just affect what the opponents are trying to prevent in that way. Now, when it came to defending, Chelsea were really going heavily man-to-man for most part of the game. Heavily man-to-man for most part of the game. So Sydney, that is Sydney Wonders. They were actually now having a goal kick situation. Look across the frame, you see it's all man-to-man all over. Going man-to-man, going the hard way. Again, ball over the top, coming through. Again, man-to-man all through here. So Chelsea going man-to-man on the defensive phase and then allowing themselves to show in other offensive phase. Again, trying to build in a very nice way, putting a lot of bodies in midfield, trying to control the play, make it difficult for other teams to play through them. If there is anything in addition that was really noticed, it's that the Chelsea players really were drawing marks on the pitch in their minds. Why do I say so? Now, draw this channel and this player does not fall in this channel. Draw this channel and he does not fall here. So it's created a situation where players are evenly spread and are constantly blocking passing lanes while making themselves very advantageous so that they can actually hurt the opponent. That is the very fun thing when it comes to one other thing that we saw on the side that's quite a bit difficult to show to you graphically. So Chelsea was really moving in that sequence. Okay, you can see it much better here that this channel is just one player. Now, this channel is the middle portion. You see three players, but it's because of the transition. Now, ball is going here. Players are not gravitating towards the ball. Everybody is skipping to their lines. And the combinations and movement of the ball in these various channels and actually screens that they had imaginally put on the field for them was working to perfection. Next for them, there's more preseason games, but there's more tactics to be added as well. In this particular game, João Pedro came off the bench, 9 minutes, got a hat-trick, and also got another assist, 4-goal involvement, and he's rolling. Cole Palmer looks to be ready for it. Palestra looks also to be ready for it. The man, Esteval, looks ready. Gittins, surprisingly, is very interestingly ready for the season. Does Chelsea need more additions? Possibly, yes. But is Henderson the answer to their midfield experience they are looking for? Well, they would know best, but I really don't think so. Welbeck for them would work out. Henderson for them, questionable. Why? Henderson, in his part of the field, needs that engine to run. Because in this particular Xabi Alonso system, what we saw yesterday, you need to have the legs in midfield. Henderson does not have the legs in midfield. So does it work? There is no proper fit. Anyways, these are the little things we've been able to gather so far from the first game of Xabi Alonso in charge of Chelsea. We're looking forward to bringing you more analysis, more in-depth tactical pull downs from his game, as he now is manager for Chelsea and not a head coach.